First unit, 10 for 35, shooting 28%, plus 2 for 10 in threes. They can't get it done, but the shots are there. It could be a great second half here.
It all adds up to a Bulls lead, but the Lakers have the explosiveness to come back. And speaking of explosiveness, what about Michael Jordan in the first half?
Oh, this guy right now, he just looked at us and said, so much for my index finger that's dislocated. That was a three. Beautiful head fake right there. And this is just a strong move, finishing with that good left hand. This is what we mean by his quickness. He's been quick all night. The head fake and then the up and under step through. Michael on his way to a big 21.
And he's gone to the line 11 times and has made 10 of them. Always an indication that he is on his game. And right now, let's check in with Brian Burwell.
Thank you, Dick. Now, that 41 points for the Lakers ties their season low for the half. And Del Harris said the thing that bothers him is they're not getting out and playing their game, which is up-tempo, but also they don't have the good sense when the up-tempo, when the fast break isn't there, to work around and get some good shots in the half-court set. And he says they just have to work on that a little bit better in the second half. Back to you guys at the table.
All right, the scoring leaders for the Lakers, Eldon Campbell with 11, but he hasn't done the job off the glass. Nick Van Exel 9, Kobe Bryant 9, and John Barry 5. Bryant and Eddie Jones each with 3 personal fouls. For the Bulls, Michael with 21, Luke Longley with 14, Tony Kukoc 8, Ron Harper 7. A lot more, it looks like, than 3 men in double figures when this one is over for Chicago.
Dick, very astute observation there. And then also, let's see if Horry and Fox will come to life. Right now, they are 1 for 9 from the floor, and they are getting hammered on their defensive glass. They cannot block the people off the board.
So we get underway in the second half. Luke Longley with Tony Kukoc and Dennis Rodman up front. In the backcourt, Michael Jordan and Ron Harper.
All a present tonight by the Lakers. Very soft and no hard traps on the pass.
Rodman to Longley, who lays it in. Again, great ball movement by the Bulls.
And it is interesting because everyone underestimates the passing ability of Dennis Rodman. Very intelligent player, and when he makes the pass, he puts it right on the money.
Eddie Jones playing with 3 fouls, misses a 3, and Kukoc the rebound. So it's Jones, Van Exel at guard, and up front, Eldon Campbell the center with Rick Fox and Robert Horry the forward.
If you're going to come out trapping early, you've got to make it happen. You've got to get the turnovers. You can't give them this.
And a good defensive play. Horry slaps the ball away from Luke Longley. Lakers trying to make a run. They have made 1 run. They were down by 17, cut it to 10 before the Bulls open it up again in the second quarter. Eldon Campbell, baseline slam, and 13 now for the Lakers center.
Well, Fox could have forced that shot. I like the way he gave it up. Campbell sent it down strong. They're in like a 2-2-1 three-quarter court trap, but it's soft. Now, once you get it over, they match up man-to-man.
And against the veteran team with older legs, you want to make them work more, and that's what the Lakers are trying to do. Luke Longley, however, pops out and has another basket. He has 2 hoops here in the third quarter. Fox guarded by Kukoc with 10 on the shot clock. Again, it's Eldon Campbell, and he's pushed.
Well, you know, if I'm Luke Longley, you know what I like? He's complaining. You know what I mean? I mean, he almost put that forearm right through his back. Now, keep an eye down inside. Now, just watch the forearm go right into Eldon Campbell. Now, just watch it. Once he goes by, as he steps up, bam.
So that'll be 3 personals on Luke Longley. With less than 2 minutes gone by here in the second half. Dick Stockton, Hubie Brown, Brian Burwell with you. Eldon Campbell with his second basket of this third quarter.
See, Dick, keep going to Campbell. Try to get Longley on that fourth and get him out of there because they become smaller when they go to Winnington.
And when you trap, it's a cumulative effect if you're going to wear a team down. You may not get the turnover right away, but you could wear down a veteran team. Here's Ron Harper missing a 3. Campbell slaps it down. Loose ball. And Harper winds up with it. And Van Exel saves a basket. It was going to go to Longley for the lay-in, but Nick Van Exel was alert.
Up until this point, the Lakers are half a step behind all night. Chicago's been extremely quick, getting most of the loose balls.
Here's Longley guarded by Campbell out to Harper. Here's Jordan around the screen. Michael Jordan misses his first shot of the second half, but Dennis Rodman saves it. That is 11 rebounds for Dennis, and yet another offensive rebound by the Bulls. Great pass, Jordan from Kukoc, and the Bulls extend their lead.
Yeah, they're going for a 20-second timeout right now. Good call by Dell. And what's the main reason for the timeout? 2 second shot opportunities. The Bulls score on both of them. They're getting out-hustled right now. You don't see that enthusiasm. They've like taken the heart out of them. But as a coach, what you're trying to do is to get them going. Nice pass here by Kukoc. A great pass and a beautiful finish by Michael.
Kukoc with 7 assists, and he is playing the all-round game that the Bulls want from him. He's gotten enough rebounds in the game and has scored. He has 3 rebounds. So Tony Kukoc, who always said he wanted to start, doesn't, of course, with Pippen, but getting his opportunity and making the most of it now.
Well, Dick, you're looking at a guy who's playing 31 minutes. He's first on the team in field goal percentage at 48%. No one else over 45. He first in threes at 3-point percentage at 48. And he leads the team in assists at 4.4 assists a game.
And when that man comes off in January from the injured list, Kukoc will be again the valuable 6th man that the Bulls have used to win a flurry of titles. 63-45, the Bulls lead. Rick Fox with a great feed inside to Campbell. And out of bounds, traveling is the call against Eldon Campbell.
Right now, once again, we underline Horry and Fox. They've got to get involved here offensively and do a better job on the defensive board.
And here's Kukoc again. Tony Kukoc with 10 points. And speaking of Horry and Fox, they have a combined 2 points between them. 1 for 9 shooting. Three and a half minutes have elapsed here in the 3rd quarter. Crowd just sitting back enjoying this one, as the Lakers have never really challenged the Bulls in this one, as Van Exel fires up an air ball. Rodman goes back to Kukoc. Bulls are making it look easy so far in this game. Michael Jordan with a spin move in the lane. He's got 25.
Now they're in cruise control right now. They're playing with a terrific amount of confidence. Everything is their tempo.
Robert Horry misses a 3-point attempt. And the rebound by Tony Kukoc. The Chicago Bulls trying to extend their winning streak to 3 games, and a Bulls foul underneath.
Now, you know, when Luke Longley outruns you, you know that you're in a lot of trouble here. Now keep an eye on Dennis as he picks it back, and then Kukoc gets it over to Michael. Now Michael will come down in here, come back out with a beautiful spin move.
It is a Laker foul, and it is on Eldon Campbell, his 2nd. Michael Jordan, despite the dislocated index finger which affected his shooting, a lot of players would like to be affected by the finger the way it's affected Michael Jordan tonight. He has 25 points, and he is a 7 of 14 from the line. Kobe Bryant has come back in the game for the Lakers. He too playing with the burden of 3 personal fouls. So Jones and Bryant, and what is Del Harris going to wait for? Might as well get him in.
Oh, absolutely. Get him in the game and don't worry about the fouls. It doesn't make a bit of difference. You're getting hammered here this evening, mainly because your front court people can't get anything done and you can't take care of the board. So they're going small.
Sean Rooks. And finally Eddie Jones winds up with it. A 24-point lead by the Chicago Bulls. Unexpected route by the Bulls to this point. Eddie Jones misses, and Sean Rooks follows.
Well, Sean Rooks throughout his career, you know, averages right at 10 points a game. He's very deceiving. He can shoot a high percentage. He does not have quick feet. So anytime he picks you up down inside, just take him strong to the rim.
Tony Kukoc misses from 3, and the rebound by Horry. Not a bad 3rd center to have on your team.
Absolutely not, Dick. Plus he can play power forward for you, and you can play 2 big guys when you get to playoff time and the matchups are there.
Kobe Bryant is guarded by Michael Jordan, and the fall away by Kobe Bryant That's the future, and even Michael Jordan will tell you that Kobe Bryant, the future of the NBA. You're looking at the present and the future right there. It is 69-49, a 20-point Bulls lead.
Michael was all over him that time, right in his face.
And Jordan with a move to the basket. We got a little show going on here between number 23 and number 8.
You kind of feel it, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And the crowd does as well. You know, Kobe Bryant's 19 at the same age. Michael Jordan was a sophomore at the University of North Carolina. And Bryant missing from outside, and the rebound by Dennis Rodman.
Rodman has been a workhorse tonight, doing a terrific job.
Jordan working against Bryant. Double team on Michael. Again, they double him. 4 on the shot clock. Here is Rodman with 1, gets it off, air ball, and it'll go over to the Lakers. 71-49. Lakers never really in this game. They took a 5-0 lead, and that was it for them. Kobe Bryant fouled by Jordan, and he'll go to the line.
This replay of Kobe, you see he's coming off a baseline screen. And then, now watch Michael. Michael's right on him now. Now this is just a quick move. Michael's right up in his face. Nothing but net. At the other end, Michael says, look, I'm turning on him and I'm taking him. Head fake, take him strong.
And a timeout with 5:29 remaining in the third.
What if it were me? What if things were different? If I weren't healthy? Or if I never got the opportunity? What if my mother didn't teach me to take time and give back? These are the things I ask myself. The things that help me keep it real. Volunteer to improve your community. Team up.
In a GMC Yukon, every day brings something to look forward to.
Looks like a little snow today.
With the most horsepower in its class and AutoTrack 4-wheel drive, Yukon may change the way you feel behind the wheel.
Yeah!
Yukon by GMC. It puts you comfortably in command.
What are you guys doing? Hey, you know the only time you guys yell box out is when you're out of donuts. You guys remind me of my shoe closet. 1 penny and a bunch of loafers.
Here at the TBS studios, an update from the city of Atlanta. Hawks and the Cavs, and Steve Smith taking this game over in the second half. Look at the rainbow over Cedric Henderson. Part of 23 points on the night for Smith. Atlanta winning 94-83 over their Central Division rival. Atlanta now a conference best 19-5. We go back to the United Center. Dick and Hubie.
All right, Vince, thank you very much. The Atlanta Hawks now tied with the Seattle Sonics for the best record in the NBA in a very tight battle in the Central Division all the way down to the 5th slot where the Chicago Bulls are. So Kobe Bryant will be going to the free throw line, scoring 27 against Houston Friday. He was scoreless with 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter and scored all 27 points in under 13 minutes.
Well, he backed that up, Dick, in the next game with 14 in the fourth period. See, there's more to this young man's game than just scoring, because in 26 minutes a game, he gives you 4 rebounds as well as 3 assists, and he gets you 1.5 steals a game. He gives you stats that a lot of starters give you in 32 to 34 minutes.
There's the comparison between Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan thus far. And of course, remember, Kobe comes off the bench. 1 out of 2 from the line. It's a 21-point Chicago lead.
Well, they're going to their quickness right now. And, you know, they had their trap. Once they give you the one trap, then they match up.
Tony Kukoc laying it in. Kukoc with a big game. He has 12 points, 8 assists. and 4 rebounds. Fine all-round effort by Tony Kukoc. Eddie Jones now guarded, goes right around Kukoc and is fouled. Good quickness by Eddie Jones, who, hampered by foul trouble, has scored only 2 points tonight.
That's just a very quick move here by Eddie Jones. He's an excellent slasher, and he loves to take it strong to the basket. Tonight, there's been a good thing of strategy, Dick. Anytime that Chicago has gotten a major mismatch, just like the last field goal, Rooks picked up Tony Kukoc. Kukoc right off the dribble, right to the rim.
So Michael Jordan with his 3rd foul, and Eddie Jones, who was the player of the month in November, now back in the swing after a slight dip. He scored 32 against Minnesota last night. And tonight, because of foul trouble, not doing much. Only 1 of 7 from the field. 3 points for Eddie Jones. Under 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. 73-51 the Bulls. Dennis Rodman fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
You can see what the strategy is right now. The Bulls are coming down the floor. They're spreading out. They have 3 guys right across half court, 2 guys outside of the lane. And they're saying right now, we are going to take advantage of your bad matchup. And your bad matchup is whoever Rooks is playing. And that's the guy they take off the dribble. They force you to rotate, and they find the free guy.
Dennis Rodman scoreless against the Phoenix Suns, but 21 rebounds in their last game. Gets his first point and gets a cheer from the crowd. So he will not get shut out again tonight.
Well, the big thing is he came into this game and was shooting 36%. And, you know, Dennis usually does a halfway decent job on his foul shots. He's usually somewhere in the 50s.
The lead is 13. 23, I should say. 13 when you have the Lakers excited. Corey Blunt feeding. Eddie Jones getting the assist, and it is 74-53, 4.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Randy Brown in there along with Ron Harper at guard. Michael Jordan in effect the 3rd guard with Kukoc and Dennis Rodman. Michael Jordan, rebound Van Exel. Lakers, highest scoring team in the NBA, but not tonight, as Nick Van Exel now in double figures.
Well, you're looking at a starting unit that is so high-powered. 5 guys in double figures. And tonight, they just cannot throw it in the ocean. They're still shooting below 30% as a unit.
Well, this game really billed as a fine offensive team against one of the top defensive teams in the league. And the D is winning. Randy Brown misses the jumper.
Yes, and you'd say, hey, that's why you can see teams only shoot 41% for the game against Chicago. 2nd best in the league.
Van Exel from Rooks to Corey Blunt, and that is the best ball movement we've seen from the Lakers tonight.
Well, with this unit, everything is off the dribble unless they go to Rooks on an occasional post-up. What they're trying to do is take you off the dribble, force you to double, find the free people.
Randy Brown with the personal foul. And here is Corey Blunt, who's done a great job off the glass. Friday night, the Philadelphia 76ers and Allen Iverson against the Miami Heat on TNT. Next Tuesday, Hubie and I will be at the Fleet Center as the Hornets and Celtics go at it. Dave Cowens coaching against his former team. Rick Pitino doing a great job. Boston 1 game under 500. Heat and Pistons next Friday. So we'll feature a little bit of the Heat as Eldon Campbell on the bench with 15 right now. 18-point Bulls lead as we have less than 3.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Jordan guarded by Kobe Bryant. See what he does against the youngster. Off balance. Missed the tip. Rodman almost tipped it in. And here come the Lakers. Kobe Bryant going to the hoop. Kobe Bryant, whose father Joe Jellybean Bryant played in the NBA, so he was well schooled in this league when he came aboard.
Dick, he was behind the 3-point line on the catch, 1 bounce, and he was up and in the rim.
You remember a few guys that did this initially, huh?
Come on. Well, the guy right now with the basketball, he's not bad at it still. As an old-timer.
And Kobe Bryant blocking Randy Brown into the hands of Nick Van Exel.
You have to be careful here now. You give him 1.
Van Exel misses. And Rodman the rebound. Kobe Bryant, though, has scored 14 points in 16 minutes. So you get an example of how he could score in a hurry. A blocking foul is the call as Kukoc going to the hoop.
Well, they come with this unit. They lull you to sleep. They run up and down like the summer league. And if you don't pay attention, they get right back in the game.
You're watching 13 Days of 007 on TBS, the Bond Station.
With formidable strength and a distinctly individual style, this Sierra is the most powerful half-ton truck in GMC's history. Sierra gives you the style to stand apart from the herd and the power to pull it. Sierra by GMC, putting you comfortably in command.
When we created NHL Face-Off 98, we wanted everything to be exactly like it is in the NHL, even the sound effects.
Okay, that's all right, first time. All right, Leclerc, come on. What, are you a figure skater now? Weak. If it's easier, I could probably call my little sister. Well, let's see what you're made out of, John. How's that? Yeah, we got that.
PlayStation.
Hey, what do you think? Boxers or briefs?
Oh, boxers.
Oh, briefs.
Briefs.
Briefs. Bikinis. Bikinis.
Boxers.
Look, no, I'm looking at this guy.
They're Hanes. Let's just leave it at that.
Oh, that was Michael. I can't stand it. Oh, did you see? Yeah.
The NBA on TBS is brought to you by GMC, putting you comfortably in command, and by Nike, who encourages you to participate in the lives of America's youth.
Welcome back to the United Center in Chicago, where the Bulls leading the Lakers as they've had all night, 74-58. Typical game for Dennis Rodman. Only 2 shots from the field, but 12 rebounds. You remember Frank Sinatra with Nancy and the laughing face? Well, this is Dennis with the laughing face.
There you go. Well, I tell you, he's working yeoman's work tonight on the glass. That's why we said at the top, when Harper and Kukoc are scoring, which they are, and Jordan shoots over 50, Rodman gets his 15-plus rebounds. They are so tough to beat.
Derek Fisher has come in at point guard defensively for the Lakers. Jason Caffey making his first appearance in the game. Jordan's fall away against Brian misses. Longley cleans up. So Luke Longley, 24 points. That is a career high. 22, that is, and he has matched the career high. So 2 more, and he's got it. Here is Kobe Bryant into the hands of Michael Jordan. Under 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Bulls lead 76-58. And Harper hits, but the Lakers struggling with the people up front here.
Yeah, Jones, Eddie Jones, Fox, and Ori in this game are 2 for 17. You can't get it done. Where are they going? Because they need those guys defensively to create the turnovers, to get out in the open floor, and their quickness and to be good three-point shooters.
And Eddie Jones got into foul trouble. Kobe Bryant with 16 points, 78-60. So Bryant, who came in as the top bench scorer in the NBA at 17 plus a game. Harper with Jordan, Longley, Brown, and Jason Caffey. And a good play by Eddie Jones over the top, knocking the ball away. Eddie Jones, one of the top defensive players in the NBA, one of the ranking leaders in steals, creates one there. Jones gets his own rebound, and Eddie Jones has it slapped away. And number 6 still has it. Jones 1 of 9 from the field, now making 1 of 10. So Eddie Jones can't find it tonight. So on top of the front court, as you pointed out, not getting anything done. Their leading scorer with Shaq out of action, 1 for 10 from the field. Under a half a minute remaining in the third quarter. Michael Jordan with the short jumper. 29 for MJ.
Well, the difference between the two teams, one team is staying within what they run. They're getting nice high percentage shots. The Lakers on the other end, everything is a strain. Everything is being challenged by Chicago. And you can see why teams cannot shoot the high percentage. The Bulls are all over, and they're helping out, and they challenge you in the lane.
Thus 37% shooting by the Lakers as Kobe Bryant goes to the line with 3.6 seconds remaining in the third. Ron Harper picking up his second foul. Maybe people are curious as to why Kobe Bryant's name is called Kobe. Well, his father, Joe Bryant, played in Italy and loved Kobe beef, which is the really special steak that you get over in Japan. So he decided, I'm sure with his wife's blessing, to name his son Kobe after Kobe beef. Better than being called sirloin. Take it easy on me, kid.
No, I'm not even touching that. Are you kidding me?
There you see the Lakers bench still doing a good job tonight. The starters have not, but the bench has come in and been effective. Randy Brown at the buzzer misses. And that is the end of the third quarter. Luke Longley tying a career high with 22 points. Michael Jordan, however, leads everybody with 29. And after 3, the Chicago Bulls lead the LA Lakers by a score of 80-61.
Formidable strength, a distinctly individual style, and the strongest V8 in its class. This is the most powerful Sierra in GMC's history. Sierra gives you the style to stand apart from the herd. And the power to pull it. Sierra by GMC, putting you comfortably in command.
Yo, Alan, what's going on?
How you doing?
So how do you like the answer with DMX?
Feeling it when I do my move.
Oh, your crossover, right?
Yeah.
I've been studying you, trying to figure it out.
I just make the defender think I'm going one way, and then once he gets his body leaning in that direction, I just cross it over to the other hand and go right by him.
So that air's moving under your feet?
Yeah, it's like I don't even think about it. Just do it and I'm out.
You're out?
Yeah, ghost.
Ghost, huh?
Disappear.
Like a ghost.
Yeah.
I get it now. Yeah, I get it.
From director Steven Spielberg, Jeffrey Lyons calls Amistad unforgettable. Rolling Stone says Anthony Hopkins is sensationally good.
What this case concerns is freedom, the very nature of man.
And Siskel and Ebert give Amistad 2 thumbs up. Morgan Freeman, Anthony Hopkins, Jaimin Hansu, Matthew McConaughey. Amistad, rated R. Now playing in select cities.
Problems in the bedroom?
Ah, it's the wife. She says we're drifting apart.
My favorite marital aid, a Samsung. Digital, wireless, phone.
A phone?
It does everything but vibrate. You can call your wife from any place.
Samsung.
I love
Advanced technology products to meet all your communication needs.
Take my advice. A small telephone from a big company.
Great finish to show you from New Jersey, where Detroit had run the last 11 against the Nets, but Kendall Gill, nursing a 2-point lead, steps back and buries a 3-pointer. And that's a 5-point lead for the Nets at that point. New Jersey celebrating. They get the monkey off their backs tonight, beating the Pistons 105-101. Grant Hill with 25 in the game. Brian Williams had 18. Keith Van Horn, the rookie, 22 points to help the Nets. Back to United Center.
We're back here as we get ready for the start of the fourth quarter. You know, Hubie, other than the 76ers and the Toronto Raptors, there is not an easy night in the Eastern Conference for any one of these teams.
Absolutely, Dick. It's going to be a mad rush for the playoffs. You have 12 legitimate teams trying for 8 spots. Now, at the end of 3, Chicago shooting 48%, LA 37. LA only 2 for 13 in threes. Free throws are a wash, but the battle of the boards, Chicago by a +12.
Rick Fox with Sean Rooks, Kobe Bryant, Corey Blunt and Derek Fisher, and a steal by Randy Brown. And on the crossover, he is fouled before the shot. And the foul is against Kobe Bryant. He has 4. So Eddie Jones and Kobe Bryant, the 2 shooting guards tonight, each with 4 personal fouls.
Well, with this group out there, you know, with Burwell and Brown, they are 2 very, very quick defenders.
Longley, Cappy out there along with Ron Harper, and an offensive foul against Luke Longley.
Good call. That's that guard around. That's Luke Longley's 4th. When he caught the ball, he turned and gave a back screen. Now, you know, they're taught to do that. Now, just keep an eye on this. Now, just watch the back screen. See, as he turns, he screens, but it was too quick. You got to give the player a one step there. So it was an excellent call.
Kobe Bryant picked up by Ron Harper. Lakers trying to make a run without their starting guards. Van Exel and Jones in there, and Rick Fox banks it in. So only the second basket by the forwards. 2 of 8 for Fox.
And Fox came in on fire. He's been really scoring a lot of points lately, averaging about 18 a game. And you thought that maybe, you know, he was feeling that he belongs in that offensive flow.
Sean Rooks inside against Luke Longley will send Longley to the line. Fox, by the way, coming off a 30-point game against the Houston Rockets. There is Eddie Jones. It hasn't been his night. 3 points, 4 personal fouls. As the Chicago Bulls making a statement against the Lakers here. They'll meet again February 1st at the Great Western Forum. And there are many people who think the Lakers and Bulls will meet in the NBA Finals come June. Of course, you talk to the people in Seattle and some of the other contenders in the East. They have other thoughts. Longley with a career high now of 23 points. And on the turnover, Ron Harper.
The Bulls are not a blazing fast break type of team. They'd rather lope, and then they find their people with a couple of passes. It's not usually a guy dribbling in a one pass and a layup.
Cappy open and hits. Jason Cappy coming off a season's high 18 points and 18 rebounds against Phoenix. And they're doing the job with Rodman off the boards in that last game.
Yeah, and he was rewarded by not playing in the first half. Okay.
He wants more playing time. Phil Jackson said, sorry, you're just not going to get it with this rotation.
Hope my car gets fixed today.
And my sink. And my furnace. And my lawnmower.
What? You idiot! You're gonna get us caught.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down,
Eddie!
make it a Bud Light.
Taking you on a spin to whatever you want. 4 ways to fun all day to run.
Plymouth spin.
Now, spin to Plymouth. In style, baby.
Let me take you on a spin.
However you spin it, it's affordable, it's fun. It's all the way Plymouth.
Can I take you on a spin?
That's Plymouth.
The game really is a lot like jazz. You can take a jazz quintet and actually liken it to 5 people on a basketball court. The point guard would be like the piano player, because in most bands, the piano is like the brain. Then you have the power forward, which is like the drummer. I think that small forward position, I'd have to give that to that tenor saxophone. But I think if I was a coach, I wouldn't put me in the game. I play a good anthem, man.
Heat, Sixers, Friday night at 8. The NBA's on TNT.
20-point lead by the Chicago Bulls. Recently, Michael Jordan moved ahead of Moses Malone into 3rd place in the all-time scoring list. But maybe startling is the games these guys have played, Hubie.
Yeah, you look right there. Michael has done in 872 games the amount of points. But how about the fact that Kareem has played 500 more games than Wilt? And then when you divide the 500 games into the difference right here of 7,000 points, it comes out to about 14 points a game. So it gives you an idea of how awesome Wilt was when he was out on the floor. When you think about how many times he scored over 50 points a game.
Kobe Bryant up and under and fouled by Luke Longley as Jordan is guarding Kobe Bryant. 5 personal fouls on Luke Longley, who has established a career high for points tonight.
Well, this is just a strong move by Kobe. You can see when he's out on the floor, he has the instincts and the ability, the athletic talent to always get off a shot, no matter what, whether he's open, whether he's in traffic, and then to be able to draw a foul in order to possibly be a potential three-point scorer in the lane.
Joe Klein will come in for Luke Longley. Joe Klein added to the Bulls this year, 13th year out of Arkansas, well-traveled, but a good man to have as an extra big man. He replaces Longley, who goes out with 23 points. Kobe Bryant, in 21 minutes, has scored 19 points tonight. 18-point Bulls lead.
With the Lakers, you're saying, hey, there's 10 minutes to go. You're not giving up. You're just saying we need some stops or some turnovers.
No stop there. 31 for Michael Jordan. Chicago Bulls destined to exceed their offensive output. So there's no question that the way it's going, that the Bulls style with the defense and a technical against Robert Horry. At least he's got something in his column. He has no points and no personal fouls, and now picks up the tee.
Well, it's interesting because, as you know, he's added 15 pounds this year in building up his body. And he's ranked 21st in steals, 36th in rebounds, 17 in blocks. He's doing everything from a defensive standpoint for the Lakers. But when we go back, when he was with Houston, when they won the rings, he was a perimeter scorer, rebounder, shot blocker. He was a big three-point shooter and a big scorer, like 14, 15 points a game.
Not much of an offensive threat, similar to what Ron Harper was, more of an offensive player before he came to Chicago. Kind of regained that again, and an offensive foul is the call.
Yeah, at that time, Michael was being roughed up in the post there by Bryant. And Michael had to put an elbow into his chest there.
4 personal fouls on Michael Jordan, who has 32 points in the game, many of them from the free throw strike. Kobe Bryant with a fall away, and Jason Caffey the rebound. Chicago Bulls trying to make it 3 in a row against the LA Lakers. Trying to let the Lakers know that despite their 14-9 record, struggling on the road, this team hasn't given up its bid for yet another world title, and they know they get Scottie Pippen back in January. Nick Van Exel gets it to Rick Fox. Fox working against Scott Burrell, who gets a piece of it. Good defensive play by Burrell, out of bounds, last touch by the Lakers.
Yeah, that's an indication of what we're talking about. This team has not given up anything defensively. They are all over the Lakers. They've met the challenge for every minute that we have played here this evening, but this is how they play defense most nights.
Michael Jordan gets 2 more, 34 for Jordan, and the Bulls playing on both ends as if this score were tied. Not a 23-point lead. Bryant, and here's Robert Horry from outside. Eldon Campbell in the game, follows with a jumper, and Scott Burrell the rebound. This is a good old-fashioned whipping that the Lakers are getting tonight at the hands of the world champs. Klein with his first shot. Eldon Campbell has it slapped away by Jordan. Love the way the Bulls have not given an inch, even with their big lead most of the game. Jordan trying to get it inside, but the Lakers get it back. Here is Kobe Bryant with a reverse layup. Beautiful. Great move by Kobe Bryant.
See, he has the vision in that move to see that the guy was coming for the shot block. And all he did was continue in the air and come up on the other side and use the rim.
21 points for Kobe Bryant. 7 on the shot clock, and Burrell is fouled by Rick Fox. Let's see Kobe in action again.
Now just watch as the defender comes right into your picture right there for the shot block. Just the presence to stay within the shot, don't force it, float underneath and finish.
I mentioned how he got his first name Kobe. Look at the impact tonight. 23 minutes, 21 points to lead the team, and he has nearly half of the Lakers' second half points. A 26-0 to shout about. A little advice from the master right here.
Well, the one thing about him is that sure, the Lakers call him Showboat, Showtime. They kid him about the fact that he's a highlight film, but there is not one person who doesn't think he's going to be the superstar of the future, and everyone likes the fact that he has humility and that he asks for advice from legendary players, from coaches, and he's a very well-mannered, and he talks to everyone.
He was brought up well.
Absolutely. Plus, he comes in with college board scores of 1,080. Could have attended any university in the United States, and you kind of like it. He's got the total package.
I bet you Michael Jordan was saying, Kobe, why didn't you go to North Carolina instead of coming into the league and played a couple of years there? Eddie Jones is short. Then he would have said, well, I wouldn't have played for Dean Smith this year.
There you go.
But Bill Guthridge is doing a great job this season.
Sure is.
Here is Cappy. And Burrell keeps it alive. Burrell active, making the most of his playing time in the second half. Jordan looking for room and hits the jumper. 36 points now for Michael Jordan, coming off a big game against Phoenix on Monday night of 31. Joe Klein gets the rebound. And here's Randy Brown with Kobe back. Great pass behind his back. Spectacular passing inside, and it will be last touched by the Bulls. And a timeout called.
Del Harris allowed his starters to stay out on the floor. He was looking for a run. He did not get it. 6 minutes to go.
When you want to cruise with the best, do a Jeep style. Now drop your top in the Wrangler. In my world, affordability and versatility have become my classic style. And oh, baby, come on, experience my mellow grooves and mellow moves in the Grand Cherokee Pipe 9 Limited. Now, if you want to roll with me, buy your own.
So, he really plays in them?
Yeah, Mark Brunell in the Nike Air Marauder.
Almost took him all the way last year.
A scrambler like him needs some real traction to make the plays he does.
Kerry Collins has the same shoes too, right?
You bet. He took him right past San Fran and through cowboy country. Incoming.
Nobody gets you closer to the game than Foot Locker, where it all begins.
Size 4 flowered dress, $45. New color lipstick, $15. Haircut, $25. Autofocus camera, $260. 5 generations in one photograph. Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted all over, even Photo Labs.
Biggest lead of the game right now for the Bulls with 6 minutes to go in the fourth, 92-67. Tomorrow on TBS, Timothy Dalton stars as James Bond in The Living Daylights, part of 13 Days of 007. Tomorrow night, beginning at 8:05 Eastern, only on the Superstation.
Now you can see the rebounding has just been a total mismatch in favor of Chicago. But we said at the top of the show, Chicago is not shooting well in any category. Field goals, threes, or the foul line. But they beat you with defense and rebounding. And they're showing it and proving it to us tonight.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the Lakers are held to their season's low, which is 84 points when they were beaten at home by the Cleveland Cavaliers, 94-84. They've got 67 right now. Eddie Jones off the rim out of bounds. And it is still Lakers ball.
Now they have Eddie Jones and Ori still in there, but they've come with the rest of the guys are substitutes. And then also Phil Jackson has put in his second unit out there except for Harper.
Steve Kerr, Jason Caffey. Burrell has been in there with Klein, and a jump ball coming up. The Bulls shooting 49%. The Lakers only 34% from the field, and it's been that way throughout the game. Steady. The numbers haven't changed much from the first quarter till now.
The reason why this is such a big win for Chicago is the fact that they are only 7-7 versus teams that are over 500, playing better than 500 basketball. They have struggled against the good teams. That's why this is big, and they're looking good doing it.
An adjustment with the clock. That's why we had the whistle. The 24-second clock did not budge, so we will adjust it.
Now Scott Burrell came to Chicago in a trade with Golden State for Dickie Simpkins and a draft pick, but he has struggled here. Now we're talking about a player who has really made a major contribution when he was at Charlotte and still scored points at Golden State. And he's a three-point shooter. He's a slasher. But in this triangle offense, he's definitely struggling. He's not giving them the points, but he gives them defense, rebounding, and he gets to the loose balls.
Ron Harper feeding Jason Caffey, who puts it through. Boron Burrell, he was a star in the Big East at the University of Connecticut and turned down a baseball career as a pitcher.
Well, he was a first-round draft pick in baseball, first-round draft pick in basketball.
Toronto Blue Jays, I believe, were the team that drafted him first. Corey Blunt, Ori. Loose ball underneath, and Corey Blunt with the lay-in. 94-69 with under 5 minutes remaining. And Burrell on the layup. Here's I want to ask you about the Bulls. 3 men in double figures is what they normally have. When Pippen comes back, are they going to really have more shots for other people and have more people in action as they do now offensively?
No, I think what will happen, Dick, they will go right back to Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Tony Kukoc are their main scorers, their main shot attempt guys. The guy that will suffer will be Luke Longley, and he has stepped up big and has played well without Pippen in there. He has stepped in, he's shooting a high percentage, and he's given them the, he's not giving them night in and night out the Pippen numbers, of course not, because he doesn't get a lot of freebies out on the break, and he's not a three-point shooter. But it's just nice to see them finally pass the ball to a center in the triangle offense and give him shot attempts.
Mario Bennett, who is the 12th man on this roster, is into the game right now. Bennett, who sat out all of last year, has had 2 knee operations.
Well, he's out of the University of Arizona, played in the CBA for 2 different teams, and he's just feeling that this is the first time that he has not had pain in his knees since he came out of college.
Deflects the ball out to Kerr with 2 on the shot clock. Steve Kerr, and the shot clock expires. And Judd Bushler, who got the layup for the final points of the first half, has come into the game, replacing Ron Harper. Harper going out tonight, having scored 9 points. Michael Jordan, of course, getting the rest. Well-deserved. He scored 36 points. Luke Longley also on the bench after establishing a career high of 23. Kobe Bryant with his second three-point basket now with 24 points. Bryant coming off some big games, 27 against Houston Friday, topping it with 30 against the Dallas Mavericks Sunday. There's Joe Klein in the low post with the 3:36 remaining. Turn it over to the Lakers, and here's Bryant. Wow! Let's get the slam dunk back into the All-Star game after that one, huh?
I tell you, that was impressive.
That was impressive. He's impressed. You know Michael Jordan is impressed with that.
Well, every time that he gets an opportunity from here to the end of the game, he's going to try something. Now, he's made a 3, and then that whirlwind
window.
There you go.
23 now. 26, I should say, for Kobe Bryant. Caffey stuffs it through as we wind down to 3 minutes to go in the game. 98-74. The Chicago Bulls on their way to a very impressive victory over the LA Lakers. People wondering whether this is going to be a sign of the future with the Lakers, the future, the Bulls, the past. Hold the phone. Here's John Barry on the turnover. And he is fouled.
Well, John carried that one too far. He should have laid it up on the right side of the rim. Now this is just Brian. Now just keep an eye on this as he elevates up.
That's spectacular. We will not have the slam dunk contest in the All-Star game this year, as probably seen its better days.
You look at the Lakers, Dick, you made an interesting point a few minutes ago, and that is that the Lakers are a very young team. They have no player over 29 years of age. Elden Campbell is the oldest player at 29. And when you think that when they get Shaq back, the young basketball team's going to be together for a while, and you hope that management can lock them all in and allow them to grow.
Jerry West won't find a better general manager in the game than Jerry West of the Lakers.
He's proved it year in and year out.
Joe Klein on the turnaround. 100-76. With 2:08 to go. First points in the game for Joe Klein. Kobe Bryant fires and hits a three by Bryant. He's got 29 points, and he is 1 point away from his season's high. He's done it in 27 minutes. Mario Bennett on the steal. And Kobe Bryant gives it back to Mario Bennett. That was significant, Hubie.
Yeah, it was. And nice shot block there by Burrell. Oh, you can see this young man is gifted. He's got it all.
John Barry rebound on Klein's miss. Minute and a half to go. And they go the other way. Caffey will get the easy stuff. 102-79. Eldon Campbell, the elder statesman, as you pointed out, watching things. He scored 15 tonight. Coming up next, scores and highlights. Craig Sager with a sit down with Laker guard Nick Van Exel tonight. And Exel scoring over 11, only 11 with 1 3. But he has had a glorious season thus far, as has Eddie Jones. But tonight, none of the starters really came through the way Del Harris would have wanted. Caffey with another chance adds to the Bulls lead.
Well, you know, Dick, that they go into the Lions Den on Friday night.
Yes, they do.
The Lakers go down to Atlanta on Friday, and then they move to Charlotte on Saturday, a day off, and then they move to Houston before getting home. So they've got 3 big games left there on the Strip.
They do. They felt pretty good about themselves winning the opener against the Timberwolves, but things moving up in class tonight. And now the Lakers will be 1-1 on this road trip and 8-5 on the road overall. And our butt player of the game is getting a good rest. All he did tonight, 36 points, 12 of 22 from the field, and 11 of 12 from the line. And I'm sure that both Eddie Jones and Kobe Bryant took note, although Bryant with a 26-point effort in his own right. Brian Burwell, by the way, will be out to interview Michael Jordan after this game is over. It'll be interesting to see what he thinks of Kobe Bryant and what he thinks of the impressive Bulls effort tonight, including his own.
Well, the second half drive in the East is going to be some showtime. Alonzo Mourning will be back now with Miami. We'll see what happens with that ball club. We have Scottie Pippen hopefully back.
New York has always got to notice New York.
That's right. Indiana and Cleveland playing excellent basketball. Cleveland doing it with 4 rookies out of their first 6 players.
Charlotte, they've got firepower.
Absolutely. This is a dynamite Eastern Conference.
And a dynamite player at 19 years of age, Kobe Bryant, now with 32 points. And that is a season's high for him. So he has gone up the ladder in the last 3 games. 27 Friday against the Rockets, 30 Sunday against the Mavericks, and he's got 33 points tonight against the Chicago Bulls.
And you know, I read a piece in a clip. Somebody says, yeah, but you know what? He doesn't post up.
You know what? And you know what?
What are you kidding?
He doesn't. Yeah. He doesn't ski with one ski either.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, this young guy's got a three-point game.
What he doesn't do.
You name it, he can do it.
Game is over, and the Chicago Bulls send a message to the LA Lakers, although Kobe Bryant has sent a message to everyone else that he is the future. Michael Jordan with 36 to lead the Bulls. Kobe Bryant with 33 to top the Lakers. The final score, the Chicago Bulls 104, the LA Lakers 83, as the Bulls hold the Lakers to their lowest scoring output of the season, 83 points. And right now, let's go to Brian Burwell.
All right, it's not as though at this stage in his career that he needs to make statement games, but Michael Jordan, this was a pretty good statement for you tonight.
Well, I don't know about a statement. I think, you know, I was just trying to go out there and do my job and see what, you know, see how we can come out and fight a team that's very young, very agile. They're without a key player, but we were able to hold our balance and, you know, more or less control the tempo and not let them outrun us. We got their big scores in the foul trouble early in the first half. We were able to take advantage of that.
Your evaluation of the young fella, Kobe?
I remember I was young like that. He certainly has a lot of skills, and you see that, and he's got a lot of confidence, and I think it's just a matter of time for him. You know, you realize how good he is. He's actually in his second year of college, and well, certainly he's learned a lot. He's in a top league actually, and he's certainly going to learn a lot more. He's going to be a lot better if he keeps improving.
Did you impart any wisdom to him throughout the game?
Yeah, he asked me one question when we were down, you know, been down at half court, and he wanted to know how, when I turn around on my jump shot, how to lock the defense or how to get to feel the defense. I told him you should feel the defense with your legs. Once you feel the defense with your leg, you more or less got to feel where the defense is, and you can take advantage of that.
So you don't have a problem giving away trade secrets during the game?
Not at all. You know, it's just a matter of, you know, I think that enhances his basketball skill, and, you know, someone did that for me, and certainly I'm not against giving him any kind of, you know, hints about his game if he asks. I'm certainly not going to, you know, come out and try to, you know, give him too much information. The kid, he's learned a lot in a short amount of time he's been in the league, and believe me, he's going to continue to learn.
Just like to wonder what he would have done in a Carolina blue uniform, right? All right, thanks a lot, Michael. Let's go back to Dick and Hubie.
Well, they said that Dr. J was a great ambassador to the NBA. You just talked to another one, the current one, Michael Jordan. Jordan and Bryant each were a point-a-minute player tonight as the Bulls win 104-83. And we'll be right back to the United Center in Chicago after these messages.
He was actually bigger than America's pastime. In retrospect, he was a magical hero who transcended all of sports in the Roaring 20s. Some 70 years later, Michael Jeffrey Jordan has become the Babe Ruth of hoops. Jordan is the greatest basketball player to ever step on the court and the most recognizable athlete in the world. To some extent, his airness is even bigger than the NBA. Number 23 is now in the twilight of his brilliant career. But when sports historians look back, he will have done just as much for basketball as the Sultan of SWAT did for baseball. Up next, the great Michael Jordan.